everybody. I'm Kate Conroy,
And I'm Vinny Savatello.
and this is Other People's Business, which is the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the largest statewide business association in the country. We release a new episode every other Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. Shout out to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out if you need some updated coverage.
Awesome. Housekeeping and matter too, before we get this train rolling. This podcast is available just about anywhere you can get a show. That's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon's TuneIn. We even throw these things up on YouTube if you'd rather watch than listen. But no matter how you check the show out, give it some love. Give it that like, give it that comment, give it that 5-star review on iTunes. Helps the show get found by more awesome people so that you can continue watching the show too. But with all that out of the way, our awesome guest today, who's actually returning to the show, is Robin Kantor from Newark Trade. Robin, say hi. Let the audience hear your voice.
Hello, everybody.
We're so glad you're here. Hi.
Fun to be here.
Thank you. All right. So today's icebreaker is, what are you currently binging? And I will go first. I love a really good, smart 20-minute comedy. You know, it used to be a half-hour comedy back when we weren't binging online and there were commercials, but now it's like a 20-minute comedy, right? 22 minutes, give or take. And I'm currently binging two that are shockingly good. So the first one is Superstore, which is basically like, what if you dropped a camera crew into a Walmart? It is so funny. And the other one is brand new. It's the 90s show, or That 90s Show, which is a spinoff from That 70s Show. It's Eric and Donna's daughter, Leia, best character name since Star Wars, maybe, goes to stay with her grandparents, Red and Kitty Foreman, for the summer in Wisconsin. I'm like 3 episodes in. It is adorable and hilarious and so fun.
I could never watch That 70s Show. I tried for like 10 minutes in the beginning, and I just couldn't do it because I might have said this on the show if we've talked about That 70s Show before, but the red guy, the who's in That 90s Show too.
Yeah,
I can't accept him as like a good person, like a good comedic character, because he's so evil in RoboCop, and he does such a good job of playing an evil character in RoboCop that I can't see him as anything else. He's like too much of a scumbag. I'm like, I can't like this guy in anything. He's done. Like, it's, you know.
I had that same experience with David Stratham in Dolores Claiborne. I can't watch him in anything since I saw that movie because he was so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robin, what are you binging?
Well, I came late to the game of like television binging, and now I'm like binging like old TV series mostly, but not the ones you have. I haven't even heard of those, but like I went through the whole series of Lucifer, which I loved.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Nice.
That one made me laugh a lot, and I love those big musical numbers, which were great, as I didn't expect to be that on there at all. I loved How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis, which is like so powerful, went through so many things I never expected to see in a show like that. And the one more recently that I liked was I've been watching White Lotus, and especially the one in Italy. It was so gorgeous. It made me want to go to Italy. But yeah.
So the reason, go ahead.
Yeah. No, and the other one that I really enjoyed was Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
I feel like I don't binge TV, but let me tell you about like all these things.
Yeah. So Wednesday I like, because that's about that was done by a New Jersey artist, a New Jersey guy. So to me, I always think of that as Westfield, and Charles Adam was from grew up in
the Addams family. Okay, yeah.
So, but I thought that Wednesday was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
It was. So the reason I haven't done White Lotus yet is because somebody told me that it's like a thriller, like borderline scary. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's dark. Some of it is dark, but you know what? It was done so beautifully that it doesn't, sometimes you're like, oh no, you know, that kind of thing. But it was definitely worth it. And I'm really looking forward to the next one. So
I'll never really understand Kate's like complete aversion to anything scary. Like the complete line in the sand she draws. Like, you know, it's television, right? Like it's all like somebody wrote it and then somebody else like acted it. Like there are no such thing as like zombies and werewolves and, you know, like
I can't explain it. I really wish I could explain it. All I know is that when I watch scary things that cross that invisible line, My
Sure.
dreams are so stressful. I
Okay.
I I wake up afraid. It's bad.
Okay.
I mean, not
Wow.
afraid, but stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I
stressed.
kind of find that if it's something really like some of the horror movies, I really don't even want to watch because I feel
Yeah.
like I've got X amount of time and I don't want to put my time into that. There were
Yeah.
other things that I'm gonna, so that's
That
where I kind of like make my how I make my decisions.
that's understandable. That's like all the way. Like horror
Yeah.
movies are like all the way over on the spectrum. But Kate
Mm.
like will not watch anything remotely scary, even if it's like a great show that
I
like we're talking
tried.
about the White Lotus. Like
Mm.
I tried. In fact, Brian talked to me about what's the show on HBO with the mushroom zombies?
The
The
Last
Last
of
of
Us.
Us.
Yeah.
I got through the 1.5 episode and it
Okay.
just got to be too tense as I
Uh,
watched them like wander through Boston, knowing that they could be attacked at any moment by these mushroom zombies. And I'm like, I just don't think I can do it. I just can't do it.
yeah. I mean, I haven't watched The Last of Us yet. The video game is very good. The one common theme in zombie movies is that zombies are not scary. Humans are scary.
Mm.
And that's kind of what you get out of all of them. Like, I don't know if that's the message in The Last of Us, because honestly, I haven't beaten the game yet either. But yeah, I'm just gonna tell you, like, that's the idea. Like, zombies are
I
not scary.
I need to
Humans are
ruminate.
terrifying.
I need to ruminate on that.
Mm.
Thank
Yeah.
you. What are
Mm.
you binging, Ben?
Okay, so I haven't really like been binging much of anything since the last time we did this show, but I can tell you that we started watching and we watched all three of them back to back to back. They brought back Night Court. I don't know if either one of you has ever heard of
Yes!
Night Court.
Oh my
Um,
God, yes.
yeah. So Tara, my wife, was a big fan of Night Court back in the day. I had never heard of
Same.
it until I met her. But then like they said they were bringing it back, so we missed I guess a few of them because there were three of them built up by the time we sat down and we watched them all.
What platform is that on?
It's not really on any. Well, okay, so I guess it's on Peacock, which we don't
Um,
have. We wound
oh,
up. Hulu allows you to record shows if you have like the live TV subscription. So
oh,
we recorded, I knew what was coming up, so I hit record on that, and then it took us a few weeks to get to it.
that's amazing. I
Yeah,
loved Night Court when I was,
yeah.
I guess it was the 80s.
It
I
would
think,
have to have been either the late '80s or early
Yeah,
'90s,
I think
somewhere in that. Yeah.
yeah, I loved that show.
I
John
just don't
Larroquette,
know that there was enough nostalgia around Night Court to do a reboot. I think it
probably
feels a
not.
little forced.
Yeah,
Melissa Roach, who was Bernadette in The Big Bang Theory, is the star, and as you mentioned, John Larroquette stars alongside her, and it sometimes feels a little forced because she's playing the daughter of Harry, who was the judge in the old one,
Mhm.
and it's just like really, like you couldn't just have like somebody come in and it had to be the daughter, fulfilling the legacy of like a night court. I don't know. Like
yeah, that
it
does seem a little,
yeah.
oh,
I don't know that this is going to get picked up for season 2, but it wasn't bad. We watched the three of them and we didn't feel like we needed to turn it off or anything like that.
that's
So
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But
So
there really is no good transition from, Night Court Judge to Newark Trade. So I'm just going to say, Robin, tell us, for those that didn't watch our previous episode, tell us a little about Newark Trade and what you do for it.
well, actually, we've been members, or this business has been for probably close to 60 years because this year is our 85th anniversary being in business, which is pretty incredible now.
First of all, thank you for that. I
Yeah.
want to say when you were here last time, I want to say you brought the original membership application
I
with you.
did.
Yeah, I think I might even still have it somewhere.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was,
crazy stuff.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it really is. So we've been around, and so it is the grandson of the original owner, founder, and he's now the president. And we kind of watched the business went through a bunch of different versions of themselves because our legal name is actually Newark Trade. Typographers, in the beginning, we started out doing, it's called linotype, which was the hot metal type back in the day when the guys had those little like garters around their sleeves and the visors.
Hmm.
They would like type out all the stuff, and it would be set in hot lead, like it would be poured into these molds, and then eventually that would be what they would print from. But after a whole page was made and used, they would melt it down and reuse it again. So it was very eco-friendly, really, when you're looking back at it, except for the fact that I'm sure dealing with hot lead was not the most pleasant thing to be around all the
Yeah.
time. But that's what they started out with, and we worked
When
with
people
that.
say they put their blood, sweat, and tears into a publication,
Right.
just know that they used to actually do it.
Right. And so we used to have 2 different shifts, and one shift would be during the days, and then at night, what we would do at the end of the afternoon is we would go around to the ad agencies, pick up the spec type. They would write down what font they wanted, all that stuff, and then the typed out or handwritten lettering, and then we would pick all that up, set it up into the repros, they were called. They get it on paper, sometimes on tracing paper, so they could put it in their design. And so that would be done overnight, and in the morning when they get back, there'd be something like a milk box, or there might be a chute. They would get the type, they'd paste it up. It was much easier for the designers back then. They could say what they wanted. I want Times Roman or whatever it was, and what size. And then this company here would take all that stuff, put it together, and deliver it the next day, and start all over again the next day. So the designers would be working during the day with all this. So that lasted for quite a while. But then once desktop publishing came in, there wasn't as much of a need for that anymore. I mean, there was other kinds of type in the middle between that, but the memory was not the same. I mean, I remember myself, my first job was, I worked with something that was called CompuGraphic, and we could only do 1 line at a time. And then if you missed it, it was gone. And then you would have to paste it up, and it was nerve-wracking, to say the least. And things, of course, have gotten so much better. If you've got a machine there, first of all, anything that it's going to be able to say, okay, you spelled this wrong, and they highlight it, like Microsoft Word does that. So things have changed. So now when this owner started doing what started out as our version of typesetting, he also got into printing and design. And the design team is terrific, and we have been I've been working with them now for almost 14 years, and we've been winning design awards like crazy, which is what got me involved with the New Jersey Advertising Club, of which I was the president for 2 years, which I've got another 6 months, and then I won't be immediate past president anymore. But so that was my little thing. But it was, I actually did it over the pandemic, was when I was working with the ad club. But they're still a terrific group, and it covers the whole state. And there's a lot of really, really good art and design in New Jersey. So that's why I like doing that. But anyway,
what does the club do?
Well, the club does, I mean, we do honors such as, matter of fact, the owner of Newark Trade just was inducted into the Advertising Hall of Fame. So that's one thing they've been doing for probably over 40 years. So that they're not just, say, art directors, but they could be somebody like, we had somebody from one of the ShopRites who was doing a lot of helping them get the stuff together, and they ended up, because they spent so much time with design and that kind of stuff, that they ended up winning an award. Or somebody, you also have to be somebody that does a lot of good work. So, like, matter of fact, the owner here, he's been working with the Museum of Printing in Massachusetts, which, yes, there is something like that. They have, and some of our old equipment we donated to them. So if somebody is into that kind of stuff, they can go see it there. So a lot of it comes into it. People that were involved with the group many years ago. I would say there's at least 70 past honorees that have been inducted. And so that one was kind of fun. We also do, every year we do a show called the Jersey Awards, which kind of celebrates the great talent that we have here in New Jersey.
Awesome.
So cool.
And there's, like I said, I mean, the stuff is every bit as good as any other metropolitan area, but we've got the whole state to get it from. And
Sure.
Companies that some have their own art department, some are ad agencies. We're a printing company that does design, and then some of the other people, it's not just all printing now, but now we have things, you get awards for websites and all different kinds of virtual design,
Yeah.
whatever that could be. So it's a good group. And then we also offer a lot of like webinars on topics like what people that are freelance artists need to know about what's happening in the tax codes that are changing, because there are things that
Yeah.
a lot of us wouldn't even know otherwise. We've got one coming up. One of our big sponsors has been Outfront. They're going to tell us about why we may want to start looking at billboards, because we haven't done that before. So there's a lot of different topics we can cover with those educational webinars and seminars, which we're going to start hopefully doing more in person. And matter of fact, when we were in lockdown, we worked with the Connecticut art directors. So we kind of get together with other ones too to pull our talent, and it's been very interesting. So, but anyway, the printing we were there through the whole. We were considered an essential service, so we worked throughout because we ended up printing things like posters. We do large format printing and window and wall graphics, so that the stickers that would say, wear a mask before you go in, we could do all
Okay.
those.
I was going to ask how graphic design and printing wound up being an essential service, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and printed just all kinds of things that need to get printed. Some things are still going to come through the mail. We're still printing all of that, stuff too. So it's been interesting. I mean, I'm in more of the sales end, so there were a couple of months where I worked from home, and then I would also come in to work with the people that were actually doing the printing. So it's definitely it was challenging for quite a while, and it's getting back to a little more normal now, which is nice.
Sure.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So I just did a quick search in our system, and Newark Trade joined NJBIA in February of 1960. So as
Wow.
of day after tomorrow, exactly 63 years. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you were talking about the technology, I know that it has changed incredibly since the beginning, but I just wonder how many projects you have going simultaneously now versus how many you could have had going simultaneously back then. And I know that there are pros and cons with technology, but I have to assume growth is a huge factor, and just technology would allow you to have so many more, right?
Yeah, we do quite a few different things, and like matter of fact, I brought up one of my business cards, which
Nice.
you can see, because this has what it has is a QR code, and so we're constantly putting these on things that we print, because what I like about having this on my card is that if I hand it to somebody, take a picture with your cell phone, and it reads it, and basically all my contact information is immediately loaded into your phone. So you don't have to sit there and copy everything in like you used to with a business card. So, and if I don't know how our time is going, but if we have a minute, this thing whoops, my little card again. I know it's kind of hard.
It's kind of weird because it's blurring because of
Yeah.
the
But anyway, it has we like the hummingbirds because they have such great colors on them. But there, you can see it better from back here.
Yeah.
But because it's a different shape, most people always think of the business card as just being the 2 by 3.5 little rectangle. But nowadays, especially where people are coming back out, and a lot of people weren't using any business card for a couple of years, and so now they are. And I took a golf clinic at one of those big superstores out on Route 10 near us, and they also sell, this was golf supplies, because I was taking a golf clinic, and I said to the guy there, I'm short, I'm 5 feet tall, I need a petite set of golf clubs. And they used to have them years ago, but like when people started cutting down the merchandise that was coming in, there weren't any. And I said to one guy that worked there, I really need a new set of golf clubs. I had one that was a really almost like amateur set. And so he took my card, and like, I don't know, like a month or 6 weeks later, I got a call from him. He said, I remembered your card, so I saved it. And he said, we got one petite set. And he said, I'm going to hold it for you. And I went in to look at it, and it was great. It was just what I was looking for. It wasn't the really junky set. It wasn't the really super expensive. It was kind of in the middle. And so I kind of feel like if it wasn't for my business card, I might not have ever gotten that set. So it was really kind of nice that a little thing like having a business card that was memorable made the difference.
That's the note
So,
to everyone at home. Do you have a business card that
right.
could get you a golf club set? Maybe
And
not. Maybe
right,
not. Maybe you
yeah.
need to call Newark Trade.
Okay,
Right.
but I think there's a fine line between memorable and I don't want to use a pejorative, but annoying. So like the business cards that are like a wonky shape or that have the gloss on the back so that you can't make notes,
Right.
or like
Mhm.
I totally agree with you that a business card should be memorable, but memorable for the right reasons, right?
Mhm. Right. No, I mean, I'm with you because I actually take I've got stacks of business cards here on my desk, and I make notes on them for me of just where I met the person. And if
Yes.
I can't write it on there, I'm probably not even going to keep the card because it's just, I can't do anything with it. So that's why I don't like shiny on both sides. You want to
Right.
be, to me, you want to be able to write a note. I mean,
Yep.
and then the thing is, if it's a different shape but I mean, I had one guy that I gave this card to, and he said, it's too big. It doesn't fit in my wallet. And he
Yeah.
folded it in half and he said, see, and I was like, look, that's up to you. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. But you know what? You
Who
did
keeps
remember.
other people's business cards in their wallet? You know, like,
Exactly. That is true too.
like I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk around and just pull out Kate's business card one day. Be like, here
I
you
had
go.
one that somebody gave me that's an oval, but you know what? It still fits in the
Yeah.
same pages. So it works, so
I guess
You
as
know,
long as it's the same width, you could still
right.
put it into one of
You
those
can.
things and it would just take up the space above it too. You know, like it
Right.
just
And the
wouldn't be
thing,
like totally in, you know.
right. Like I
You just have
said,
to
but
be with
also
me.
with a QR code, you can still take the picture of,
There's
I
that
mean,
too. Yeah.
and then you've got all the information, and that's really where it's going to be. So then when later on you need it, you can say, wait, I remember. I'm not sure about the name, but I'll remember something about it. And then you can find it from there.
you
So,
know what? I was having lunch with somebody once, an older guy, and he said to me that he had just learned that the most memorable business card is money. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. And he pulled out a $2 bill and he handed me a $2 bill. Remember when
mhm,
$2 bills were a
mhm.
thing? And he was right. I've never, ever, ever forgotten that guy, ever. And I carry that $2 bill in my wallet.
And it has like his
Yeah.
contact info on it or whatever.
No, it had nothing, but I didn't need anything. I remembered him. I still remember, and this was like 20
Okay.
years ago. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there were lots of ways. I mean, I remember somebody that we once did one for that actually it was on a really thin veneer of wood, and he was a carpenter.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
There are so many other things you can do now. And of course, I happen to love paper, so I'm very tactile. So
Yeah.
I like the way it feels. So there is a coating you can put on the cards now that's called soft touch, and it feels almost like velvet. And it's like you pick it up and it's like, oh, this feels so nice. And then you look at it, and so that's part of what you remember.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it could be, I remember one of the ones that I got years ago, it was almost like a little sculpture. And when you open it up, there was a little table that had been die cut into it. So I always remember this woman is a decorator, and you can get the table from her. And
So
so
cool.
Yeah.
there were just so many different things you can do. And so if you want something memorable, you can do.
Yeah.
We'd love to find something. But now I think that that's one of the things that really is helping when people are seeing you again. It
Agree.
does make a difference. So
Agree. I truly will never, ever, ever understand the people who don't do business cards. Like you go to an event and you strike up a conversation and you have a nice connection and you want to trade cards so that you can do a follow-up, and they're like, oh, I don't do cards anymore. It's like so then you give them your card and you pray that they get in touch, but
Right.
it's maddening. And the next best thing is you can try to find them on LinkedIn, there and then in that moment. But if they don't connect back, it's maddening.
Do you
yeah.
remember? I think Betty was the one that taught me this. There's like a feature within
Yes.
LinkedIn, and I haven't been able to find it since, that you can just turn on at a networking event, and it tells everybody at the event, Vinny's here. By all means, connect with him, so that
Mm.
yeah.
It only works when the other people turn it on as well. Like if you're in a group of people. You all turn it on at the same time, and then you connect with each other in the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
great.
guess wait. Is that in the app somewhere? Because
Yeah.
I've been using the website and I couldn't find it. Yeah, okay, that makes
It's
sense.
in the app. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very
Huh.
cool.
That's a little like pro tip for everybody out there.
Exactly.
But
All right.
anyway,
I think we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna play a game. Okay, welcome back. And now it is time for our lightning round, which today is brought to us by Davison, Eastman, Munoz, and Paone. Robin, are you ready?
I'm gonna try.
What is yeah, don't
I was gonna say
stress
there's
about
no
this.
hard-hitting questions here, I promise.
There's no try. Not to channel
Yeah.
Yoda, but there is no try.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Favorite pizza topping?
For me, it's a tough one between mushrooms and olives. They're both some of my favorites.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's we both have the same reaction.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is
All
it you
right.
like about the mushrooms and the olives? Like, what do they do for the pizza? What,
Yeah.
The olives are a really intense flavor, and the mushrooms have that umami thing where I feel like they make everything else taste better.
Oh,
Okay.
do you mean green olives?
Now, it can be green, black, either kind, but I am like, those are one of my favorite foods, and you put that on anything, and I'm probably gonna like it.
Okay.
I have a recipe for olive hummus that I think you would enjoy.
Yes, I've had hummus with olive. It's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
All right, greatest TV show ever made.
Hmm. Yeah, it's funny. I used to love I Spy, and then which was Bill Cosby and Robert
Yes.
Culp.
Oh my
And
God.
then I saw some of them years later, and they were like
Not that great.
awful. They
Yeah.
were. I mean,
It's
it
kind
was
of
just
hard
they
to
were-
enjoy the comedy of Bill Cosby these
Right.
days.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing. In those days, I just thought he was hysterical, and
Yeah.
now it just doesn't. It doesn't. Whether the time as well. The time how things have changed, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to I don't remember if I got into this with you before, but my father was a set designer for television.
Yes.
Yeah, you were saying he brought
Mhm.
you along to the shoots.
Right.
and
So I used
everything,
to see some of those things, and I used to love when they had, I mean, he did one called the Jimmy Dean Show. He did some of the quiz shows, but it was fun seeing some of those people. I mean, he used to get me in to see the Dick Cavett show, and I saw some great people on that show, which were actually, Woody Allen was there once, who was used to be one of my favorites.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
another one who's a little problematic now, huh?
Right.
And Sarah Vaughan I saw, who I
Oh,
think is just
wow.
incredible. And
Yeah.
it was just to see those people live, I just thought was wonderful. So
That's so
yeah,
cool.
that's kind of, yeah.
Love it.
And he
Very
even
cool.
did Good Morning America, which was fun. So
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Incredible. All right. The farthest from New Jersey you've ever been.
Hmm. I don't know about actual miles, but I had a friend whose father had gotten transferred to Madrid when I was in high school, and I went to visit her, and then we went for a 3-day trip to Tangier in Morocco,
Ooh.
and that was really neat because that had it had a Casbah with those narrow streets, and it was just so completely different from anything I was used to that made a big impression on me.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
Like-
that was Africa, North Africa.
Yeah.
Wow.
My daughter, who is 5, has been asking us if we could take her to Africa, and I'm like, that's not like a let's
No.
just jump in the plane and go
No,
kind of a trip.
Yeah.
That's like, and you're not gonna appreciate, like, you're not gonna remember going to
Right.
Africa. Like, let's just go to the Jersey Shore and call it a day.
right.
I'm thinking you guys are big Disney people, so you could probably visit Carol the Tiger Queen in Florida someday.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
What's her name? You know her.
Carol Baskin. I was
Yeah.
about to say that. Yeah.
That's right. Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Amazing.
No, I mean,
Okay.
if nothing else, maybe the safari. We'll see that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun.
Robin, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely morning.
Yeah.
I wake up, a matter of fact, on Saturday mornings, I have a friend that the two of us now go out and walk in Verona Park. I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it.
Mhm. It's
It's
beautiful.
a beautiful park, which was designed forget his name, but the same designer as Central Park.
Mhm.
So there were some touches there that are just really beautiful. And there were birds, and there's a lake, and there's a bridge you can cross. And especially now as it's getting a little bit colder, but not too frigid cold, we'll go out because you do build up heat as you walk. But
Mhm.
that's a great way. I like being outside to exercise, and I like the fact there's not a lot of people around. So
Nice. Good
yeah.
answer. All right, last question. How many cats is too many cats?
For me, one, because I'm allergic to them.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
sad.
my mother had two cats. She had a mother and son, and I would have to load up on allergy pills before I'd go to see her.
Oh,
That's a
man.
So my
bummer.
Yeah.
nose would get stuffed, my eyes would get itchy and red. It was just not fun. But they're so
Oh.
cute and they're so soft.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're
Yeah.
such good babies. Okay, sorry. Get on.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the game. So, Robin, is there anything else that sets Newark Trade apart from your competition?
I would say the one thing really is that we have proofreaders, because
Okay.
everything that comes through, our proofreaders will check to make sure the grammar is correct, the spelling is right, that it says what you mean, that you didn't use the wrong words and have spell check give you the wrong word. So it makes you look better. And
Yeah.
I think now, especially with everybody texting all over the place, like nobody knows how to spell anymore. So I think this is
Okay,
something.
wait. I'm going to make a quick, appeal
Okay.
here. It's not that people don't know how to spell with the texting. It's that your phone, like, honestly tries to sabotage your text.
Yeah.
Like my phone with the autocorrect will correct things that were not misspelled. And I get it for words that, that red squiggly line in Word. Like, I get it if you're like, hold on, you actually left an I at a definitely. That's totally different from being like, here, you wrote it and I'm changing it to be. And I'm like, no.
Yep.
It was the word that I wanted there. And I don't understand why you don't get that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. It's maddening.
It is.
But that being said, I get what you mean. Like a generation that relies on short text, when you're typing out. Yeah.
Right. And so we like to feel that we can help you with that. And you know that if there is a mistake, we can fix it before it gets printed.
Yeah.
So it's nice. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's great. Is
And-
there Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I was remembering one woman who English was not her first language, but she was going to be presenting to people who she wanted everything to look very professional. So she sent us her whole document before she went to present it, and we helped her with that, and she was thrilled. So it does work.
That's
So
so nice.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, take advantage of some of your services, how can they do that?
Okay, well, we do have a website, which is
Sure.
newarktrade.com. And so if you look there, there's I think there's a contact us, which will get you there. But otherwise, if you want to reach me directly, it's robin@newarktrade.com. And also there were phone numbers listed there, but I don't know that I want to give that out over the airwaves. But you can always phone me. I happen to like phone calls because I like to talk to people, and I feel you can get the stuff done quicker that way. But
And the phone number's on the website?
it is on the website.
All right,
Yeah.
so if you want to call Robin, go there.
Right.
Fantastic.
And also one more thing I do want to mention that I just remembered that is kind of fun is I've been an active member of the Morris County Chamber for many years. It's over 10 years already, and I just became an ambassador for them. And it is a great place for networking. And that was one thing I've really enjoyed networking the more I've been in this business. And so I would give a shout out to the Morris County Chamber because I think it's a really good group of people. And the thing that counts is you get business done and you get a way to get more business. So I think that's really worth it.
I would endorse that shout out. In fact, that's how you and I met, I think.
Right. I think it is from the women in business.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And they just changed their day when they meet. So
Did
I don't
they?
have yeah, it's now going to Thursdays. And so I used to have my board meeting for the New Jersey Ad Club at the exact same time. And so president of that would take over, come up higher. But now that I can do both, I'm going to try to get to both meetings.
That's exciting.
Uh,
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This was a fantastic conversation.
Oh, great. This was
It's
a lot of
great
fun.
seeing you again.
Thank you
Good to see you
to
both, too.
Oh, Thank you to our listeners, especially the subscribers. We so appreciate the support. Thank you to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the official sponsor of the show. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out if you need some updated coverage. And finally, one last big, massive thank you to Robin Kantor with Newark Trade. It was so nice of you to come back.
Oh, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
It was fun. You're welcome. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.